The host nation is out of the Euros 2024 tournament. Unfortunately for them, they lost 2-1 to Spain. It was a surprise. We would say it was a surprising result, but it was not a surprising result for me because Spain is one of the favorites in this tournament. They have one of the teams that have played beautiful football from the first day this tournament started till today. Today, they beat German. They beat the German team 2-1, and it was a all-round performance. They defended well, they attacked well, and they scored that goal in the extra time to win that game. And we are here to analyze everything that happened in that game, Spain versus Germany. So that game, I know it is a surprising result for you, but
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because when you look at the lineup first, you see the introduction of Emre Can, and you say this is not a player to start knockout stages for you. You're not going to be starting a knockout stage game with Emre Can and Sani. Sani is good. I give him his respect. I don't have to insult him there, but in knockout games, he doesn't show up. And that's not the player you start up with. You've been playing a certain style since the beginning of the tournament. There's a Florian Wirtz, there's an Andrik from Brighton. They've been giving you results, they've been giving you performance, they've been sweating their bloods out in the midfield and in the attacking position. And you saw that Florian Wirtz came into the second half and scored a goal.
Scored that goal. He actually changed the game.
Now, that's the player you should be starting with. When you're on the break, when you're winning, or perhaps you need a result, and you need to hit on the break in the second half, that's when you introduce Sani with all the energy and pace when the defenders are being burnt out. Not in the beginning of the game. He burns out himself. So I don't think Julian got it right this time around. He got it all wrong, and it's a problem for me to just come and sit down here and praise all the players in the field. Everybody did well, but that midfield was not giving me the attention that I need to perhaps give them a kudos for their job, even after they lost. I am not happy with the combination.
Was it I think it's a bit of both. If you look at it, not giving you the attention or kudos you want, but then maybe that's because the Spanish side were just phenomenal. The Spanish side were just dominant. They were just, it is what it is, and I'm happy they won. I'm happy the game went according to as predicted, and I'm super excited to see Spain moving on into the semi-finals, possibly to the finals, possibly to the trophy. You never know with
They have a long way to go because they are going to play in the winners.
Like I said, you never know with these things.
You're talking about the trophy when you have in the next minute now. France will take on Portugal, and whoever comes out from there is who you're going to be playing against.
Irrespective, they showed title credentials in this match. If you ask me, they played a fantastic game. They started with the regular formation they've been using, which is a 4-2-3-1 formation. You have the lone striker up there, who is Alvaro Morata, who I'm not too sure about, but every other player in the midfield gives me a reason to believe that they can get the goals when they need to get the goals. There are a couple of players I have a bone to pick with who were not played in the position and the duration of the match that I needed them to play in. We saw the likes of Pedri come off. We saw the likes of Nico Williams come off. We saw the likes of Lamine Yamal too. So there are a couple of players that wanted to get more game time. A couple of other players that were booked who are doubts now going into the later stages of the competition. So but on the whole, fantastic performance. They show title credentials. They can move on to the semis. They have the potential to move on to the final, potential to clinch the title, if you ask me. So for me, yes,
they lost Pedri because he was injured at 8 minutes, so he was into.
I think that was a gamble that Tony did that didn't work out because he brought in the person that came on to hurt the game,
scored the goal
and got the assist. Danny Olmo. For me, he's a fantastic player. I don't know what he's doing on the bench. He could play in that position of Nico Williams, and he's not getting the starting lineup. He's not getting the start that he deserves. He's playing bench to Nico Williams and maybe Pedri in midfield because these are the two positions he could play perfectly well. But this game unfolded the way it did, and that clash with Toni Kroos kind of was a gamble. What Ramos did to Salah in the 2018 Champions League final. So
I think it was a mistake. I think it was a mistake. I don't think it was intentional.
It's not intentional. It's a tactical foul.
What Ramos did to Salah was a tactical foul. Salah was intentional.
It was intentional. It was tactical, but it was highly intentional, and it was worth a red card if you ask me.
If this one was not intentional, why was Tony faking the injury after?
Every footballer, you play football, you need to understand this.
No, that's what I'm saying. So I think it was tactical, but the result was not what he expected because Daniel coming into that game at that stage kind of changed the dynamics of the Spanish setup. And they were not playing the Spanish side with Pedri and Fabian were trying to conserve the midfield because they were not really going forward at the first. But with Daniel coming in, they were now playing progressive football, progressive attacking football, and it becomes a problem for the German side because they couldn't keep up.
Now, John, this young player, Yamal, all the young players in this tournament, even Mosella played very well in this game. He played the whole 120 minutes. But this guy got an assist, Yamal got an assist to actually open that scoring for Spain. Now, this boy and Nico Williams, do you now think that he can take Spain to the finals because they are going to be facing another big challenge in the semi-finals?
You know, I'm super confident in the young talents of this competition, and it has to be said, kudos to all the young talents. I call them star players. Somebody calls them players with potential, but I beg to differ. They've been very, very big. I think in this Euros, we've missed all the big names, but the young stars have shown that this is their tournament to showcase their talent. So now, talking about Lamine Yamal, now phenomenal talent. Glad to see him in that game. You see the way he helps his team. You see the other guy in there. You talk about Nico Williams as well, who is another star-sterling performance for Spain. You talk about the young boy that was brought in again, talking about Dani Olmo, fantastic 10 if you ask me. And then maybe one of the veterans down the flank, talking about Miguel or Yazba, who has not started. But I think they have the crop of talent in that midfield. The only place I've been crying about is the striking option, talking about Alvaro Morata. In the couple of games we've seen these guys we've not seen them put up those performances whereby you have a Spanish side with David Villa, you have a Spanish side that has this crop of strikers, and you always look up to David Villa to score. You look up to Diego Costa to score. But yeah, we have a Morata who is playing how many minutes in the game, and he's not getting on the score sheet. How can you tell me we are not looking up to Morata? He is the man up front at the top of the podium in the 18 box. We should be looking at him to get in on the goals. Of course, just like we look at Dani Villa to get in the goals.
His run made the space for the first goal.
Forget about run, make this story. That one is story. That's story.
This is playing double standards because in 2018, we saw a striker that didn't hit a shot on target, and they won the World Cup, and all praises were sung with his name. Now, for this side now, playing with the side, not scoring goals, we get that. Now, the side are in the semi-finals. He's off the ball runs. Nobody's giving him credit for it. His hold up play. Nobody's giving him credit for it.
Changed. They've left him behind.
And they are winning games.
They've left him behind. And
up front.
Forget about influence. We are talking about you're up there, score the goals, because the games are going to come when you are going to need that man to deliver. And the man is cruising so far.
Okay.
And I'm just saying that how I wish that Spain had a striker. You look at the likes of David Villa, look at the likes of Diego Costa. You know that these are people that they get in on the goal. They are hungry to score. They are hungry to get on. And this man is just coasting by. Okay.
Now
they need them.
And the German coach, he's staying to the next World Cup. I think he's doing a good job because
I don't expect him.
He's not leaving. He's doing a good job for Germany. Unfortunately for them, they lost this game. It was a lucky win. I won't say it was a lucky win, but it was a 50-50 game and they lost.
I think they wanted to drag the game into extra time because they were having tired legs. And Sani, for me, starting that game was shooting themselves in the foot.
But if you ask me, I think that's the wrong mentality to come into this game with.
Not really. They wanted to win it, but after going
at some point, it was Spain that was making the changes, bringing in midfielders and defenders to defend.
Now, when they considered the German side were taking off defenders to bring in midfielders and strikers.
So when they
took out a Jonathan Tah also for a Thomas Muller.
Yeah,
so it tells you that they were ready to attack.
Okay, guys, Spain is in the semi-final of the Euros 2024. Now we are going to go out and watch the game between France and Portugal to see who they face in the final. We'll see you guys in a bit.